At 2:47 p.m., the phone rang. Nancy picked up. Her branch manager's voice was tight, urgent.
Nancy, are you sitting down? I have a wire pending. Your son is on the other line. I need to know if I should send it.
What wire? What are you talking about, Mark?
$640,000 to a Cayman Islands shell company. It's your money market account.
The screen on Mark's desk showed the pending amount. Nancy's savings of a lifetime.
Kevin is on the other line right now?
Yes. He walked into a downtown branch, claimed you authorized it verbally, but I had to check.
Put him on hold, Mark. Don't send anything. I need a minute to think.
I'll hold it. Take your time. I am not letting anything go through without your direct word.
The line went quiet. Kevin, waiting, didn't know his mother had just stopped him cold. Nancy set the receiver down. A memory ignited. The hospital room, the pen, the POA.
That power of attorney was for bills, not for draining my entire account.
She moved to the home office, knelt by a steel cabinet, and pulled out a folder. The POA, yellowed at the edges, her signature still stark across the bottom.
Limited to household expenses. No asset transfers. Right there in black and white. He can't do this. Kevin knows he can't do this. What have you done?
She looked at the framed photo of her late husband on the side table.
You would never have trusted him with our life savings, would you?
Nancy sat down, the POA limp in her hand. She needed someone who knew the law. She picked up her cell, scrolled to a trusted number, and dialed her attorney, Brian. The line clicked, and Brian's steady voice came through. Nancy? What's wrong?
Kevin just tried to wire $640,000 from my money market account to a Cayman Islands shell company.
The POA doesn't cover asset transfers. You didn't give him that permission.
Number? It's limited to household bills. He's using a limited power of attorney to steal from me.
We don't have much time. The bank needs to flag this as fraud right now. Call Mark back. Put me on speaker. I'll instruct him on the freeze protocol.
Nancy ended the call with Brian and dialed the bank's direct line.
Mark, I am bringing my attorney on the call. Don't release anything until he speaks to you.
Understood. I'll merge the calls. This line stays open.
The three-way connection hummed with tension. Brian's voice cut through, calm and commanding.
Mark, this is attorney Brian Thomas. Under the fraud flag protocol, you must freeze that wire immediately.
Understood. I am initiating the hold now. No funds will move.
The POA Nancy signed is limited. This transfer is unauthorized and we'll contest it.
Mark's cursor hovered over the freeze button. One click would stop a lifetime's savings from vanishing. He clicked. The screen flashed red. Fraud, hold applied. The wire was suspended mid-send.
It's done. The transaction is on hold. Kevin is still waiting on the other line.
Keep him there. We need the audit trail intact. Do not tip him off.
Thank you, Mark. I owe you more than I can say right now.
On the other end, Kevin heard only hold music, oblivious to the trap closing around him. The immediate danger was contained, but the betrayal had only begun to surface. Mark took a steadying breath and switched to Kevin's line. The hold music stopped.
Mr. Reeves, this is Mark Benson. Your wire request requires additional verification.
Verification? I've been waiting 20 minutes. My mother authorized this. Release the funds.
I understand your frustration, sir, but we have protocols. This transaction has been flagged for review.
Flagged? On what grounds? I'll have your job if you don't process it immediately. I am done wasting time. Put your supervisor on the line, or I'll sue this entire branch.
I am transferring you to our compliance department. They'll explain the process.
Mark clicked the transfer. Kevin's tirade cut off mid-sentence as the line rerouted. On his screen, Mark opened the internal fraud review protocol. The account was flagged for investigation. Kevin's line connected to compliance. A woman's voice answered, calm and clinical.
Compliance Officer Linda Harris speaking. I understand you have a wire transaction under review.
Finally. I need this wire released now. 640,000. Account ending 8,872.
I see the pending transaction. Due to its size and destination, it's under standard review.
Standard review? I have power of attorney. You can't hold my mother's money hostage.
Any power of attorney claim will be verified. This is an ordinary protective measure.
Kevin's voice rose with each word, but Linda's tone never wavered. He hung up before the call connected to a supervisor. Linda immediately pulled the wire details.
Cayman Islands Shell Company, registered just 1 month ago. This needs a full trace.
She initiated an internal investigation, flagging the account for potential elder financial abuse. Kevin was stonewalled. The compliance machine had begun its quiet work. Linda pulled up the Shell Company's registration documents from the Offshore database.
Incorporated 4 weeks ago. The listed director is a nominee, but the P.O. box address is Kevin's. Mark, the Shell Company has Kevin Reeves's digital signature all over it. It's not a coincidence.
That's enough to escalate. I need to call Nancy.
Mark returned to his desk, his expression set in grim lines. He dialed.
Nancy, it's Mark. Compliance traced the wire. The receiving account was set up by Kevin himself.
His own mother. He planned this for a month. Is there any chance it's a mistake? Could someone else have used his name?
The registration used his personal email and phone number. There's no mistake.
Then dig deeper. Find out if he's done this to anyone else.
Nancy set the phone down. The quiet of the living room pressed in, heavy with revelation.
Last spring, he asked for a loan, $50,000, said it was for a business opportunity.
She had refused. Now the refusal felt like a warning she missed.
Then the new car lease, the Caribbean vacation. He couldn't afford any of it.
Last month, he mentioned her memory slipping. A gentle jab, but it unsettled her.
He was laying groundwork, making me doubt myself so I wouldn't question him. What would you have done? You never trusted him with money. I should have listened.
Her hands trembled around the teacup, but her jaw set. The tears didn't fall.
No more protecting him. The investigation goes forward. All of it.
She picked the photo of her husband off the table and held it close. Whatever came next, she would see it through. Brian's desk phone was already in his hand. The compliance report left no room for doubt.
Nancy, the Shell account received $80,000 in transfers from 3 other elderly clients. One is his father-in-law. The other 2 are neighbors from your street.
80,000? He's been doing this to others the whole time?
The pattern is identical. He uses power of attorney to wire their savings to the same account.
Brian's pen tapped the report. This case had just crossed into federal territory.
What do we do now?
We contact the FBI. This is no longer a family dispute. It's a serial fraud investigation.
Do it. Whatever it takes. He doesn't get to walk away from this.
Brian nodded and opened a new file. The machinery of justice began to turn. Mark stared at the document Linda had sent. Kevin's signature, crisp and undeniable. He dialed Nancy.
Nancy, compliance confirmed it. The Shell Company registration has Kevin's personal signature.
I need to see it myself. Send me the document.
The image filled her screen. Kevin's handwriting, the date 4 weeks prior, the Cayman Islands address.
That's his signature. No question. He planned this for weeks.
The last thread of denial snapped. The son she raised was a stranger.
Mark, share every piece of evidence with the FBI. I am done protecting him.
I'll contact them immediately. Linda has the file ready. We'll submit it within the hour.
His voice was steady, but his hand trembled as he hung up the phone. Within the hour, the bank's fraud report and Kevin's shell company file were in the hands of federal agents. The FBI agent assigned to the case called Linda directly. The file was already on his screen.
We've identified 4 victims now. The transfers all lead to Kevin's shell account. It's all here.
2 days later, the FBI interviewed Kevin's father-in-law. The retired teacher broke down in their office. He said he was helping with a retirement fund. I never saw it coming. I lost everything. The 2 neighbors were equally betrayed. Kevin had promised safe investments, then drained their savings.
Nancy, the FBI is opening a formal case. Kevin's victims span 3 counties now.
How many more? How many families did he destroy while I thought he was just struggling?
They're tracing every dollar. Subpoenas are going out. This won't stay hidden much longer.
The agent's desk held a growing binder with a new federal case number. Kevin Reeves was now a target. The trap was set. Kevin had no idea that the people he stole from were now witnesses against him. The doorbell chimed. 2 FBI agents stood on the porch, their badges catching the evening light.
Come in. I've been expecting this.
She led them to the living room. The POA and bank statements were already spread on the coffee table.
This power of attorney only allowed household bills. Kevin violated it deliberately.
The lead agent, a woman with sharp eyes, asked about Kevin's history, his finances, his behavior.
He always wanted more than he could afford. He pressured me for loans, and when I refused, he grew cold.
She handed over the shell company registration with Kevin's signature. The agent studied it carefully.
No more secrets. This is the only way to stop him.
The agent gave Nancy a receipt with the case number. The information was now part of a federal investigation. On the FBI desk, a manila folder was labeled Reeves, K. The case was active. Her phone buzzed on the kitchen table. The screen lit up with Kevin's name. She didn't answer.
Mom, pick up, please. I can explain everything. This is all a misunderstanding.
A text followed. Mom, please. I never meant to hurt you. Just give me 5 minutes. Another message. You are going to ruin my life. Is that what you want? The next text was venomous.
You think you are so clever? I'll make sure you end up in a home with nothing. You are dead to me.
Nancy read the words. Her thumb hovered over the block button, then pressed it firmly.
There it is. That's the real Kevin.
The screen confirmed. Kevin Reeves blocked. All calls and messages would be silenced. She set the phone aside. The final thread connecting mother to son had snapped. The FBI interviewed the father-in-law first. In his modest living room, he recounted Kevin's charm. He showed them the paperwork. Kevin had promised a retirement fund, then drained every account. When shown the shell company signature, the old man wept. That's my son-in-law. The neighbor was harder. A widow, 74. She refused to speak, arms crossed, jaw locked. The agent waited. 5 silent minutes. Then she whispered. He told me it was safe. She broke down and agreed to testify. Kevin had stolen her late husband's pension. With 3 victim statements and bank records, the case was airtight. No jury would doubt. The FBI file landed on the federal prosecutor's desk. She reviewed it in silence. She nodded once. The arrest warrant for Kevin Reeves was about to be issued. The trap was fully sprung. Kevin had no idea the FBI was already at his door. The pounding on the front door was frantic. Kevin's voice, raw and desperate, filled the evening air.
Mom, open the door. I just need to talk. Please. I am begging you.
Through the peephole, she saw his face twisted with fear. She did not move.
Go away, Kevin. There's nothing left to say.
You are ruining my life. You'll regret this, you old witch.
Nancy's hand did not tremble as she picked up the phone. She dialed 911.
There's an intruder at my door. He's threatening me. Please send someone.
Outside, Kevin slammed the door with his fist, shouting curses, then the screech of tires as he fled. Nancy locked the deadbolt. The house was silent. The final familial bond was severed. The arrest warrant was signed. Kevin's freedom was now measured in hours, not days. Nancy sat alone at the dining table. The house was silent. The warrant was signed. But guilt crept in.
What kind of mother sends her own son to prison? What if he really just made a mistake?
She pulled the victim statements from the folder. The father-in-law's words had been transcribed. He told me it was my golden years. Now I have nothing. Not even my home. The words blurred. This was not a mistake. Kevin had planned it for weeks, for multiple victims.
Dennis would have stopped him the moment he saw the first red flag.
She thought of the widow who had to sell her house, the neighbor who feared her future.
If I don't do this, who else will he destroy? How many more elderly people will he ruin?
Nancy closed the folder. The guilt had burned away, leaving only cold, clear resolve. She would testify. She would see him held accountable. Whatever it cost her. The knock on Kevin's apartment door was not a request. FBI agents had the warrant in hand. The door splintered. Kevin dropped the phone as agents swarmed his apartment.
This can't be happening. Not now. I was so close.
Nancy sat in her living room, the news playing. The anchor's voice was grim. Kevin Reeves in FBI custody.
He's really going to prison, my son. But he did this to himself. I can't save him from this.
A tear rolled down her cheek, but she didn't pick up the phone. The line stayed dead. In Kevin's apartment, agents found a locked drawer with shell company documents and stolen identity files. The evidence was overwhelming. His life unraveled in the bright, hollow light of his empty apartment. Kevin Reeves was in federal custody, charged with wire fraud and elder abuse. The trial would come later. The grand jury returned a true bill in under 3 hours. Kevin Reeves was indicted on wire fraud, conspiracy, and elder financial abuse. Nancy sat in her living room as the local news broke the story. Kevin's mugshot filled the screen, his reputation destroyed.
Nancy, the prosecutor needs your testimony. You are the key witness. Are you ready for that?
I'll do it, whatever it takes to show the truth.
The defense will try to confuse you. They'll bring up your age, your memory. Stay focused on the documents.
I've been preparing for this my whole life. My memory is just fine.
They reviewed the evidence. The POA, the shell company records, the tearful statements of the other victims. The trial date was set. In 2 weeks, Nancy would face her son across a courtroom.
You are doing the right thing, Nancy. Don't let anyone make you doubt that.
She nodded, but inside, she was steeling herself for the hardest day of her life. The courtroom was cold and bright. Kevin sat rigid at the defendant's table, avoiding all eyes. Nancy walked past him to the stand. Her step was steady, but her heart hammered.
I signed a limited power of attorney. It explicitly excluded asset transfers. He used it to wire $640,000 to a shell company he created.
The defense attorney rose, his questions like needles. He prodded at her age, her memory.
I know what I signed. I know what he did. My memory is clear. I loved my son, but I won't let him destroy other people's lives.
The defense turned personal, implying revenge. Nancy's voice cracked, but she held the line.
You did well, Nancy. The truth was unmistakable.
Both sides rested. The jury filed out. 12 strangers now held Kevin's future in their hands. After 2 hours, the jury filed back. Nancy gripped the bench, her knuckles white. The foreperson unfolded a paper. The words cut the air. Guilty on all counts.
No, this is a setup. She's lying.
The judge banged the gavel. Order in the court. The outburst only deepened his ruin. The judge turned to Kevin. 10 years in federal prison, no parole, restitution to all victims.
It's over. He's gone, but there's no victory in this.
The bailiff handcuffed Kevin. He was led away, still shouting, down the cold hallway.
You did what you had to do. The truth won.
Outside, the sun was setting. Nancy stood alone, a mix of sorrow and relief on her face. Justice had been served, but the scars of betrayal would linger forever. 6 months later, the bank branch hummed with quiet celebration. The staff had gathered for the anniversary event.
Today, I will thank the man who saved everything, Mark Benson, for your integrity and courage. We present you with this.
She opened a velvet box to reveal an engraved gold watch. Alongside it, a bonus check for $25,000. The inscription read, "For integrity, NR." Mark stared at it, struggling to find words.
This is too much. I was just doing my job.
The entire branch erupted in applause. Mark's eyes glistened as he looked at Nancy.
You did more than your job. You saved my life savings and many others.
Mark embraced Nancy, a silent moment of gratitude passing between them. For the first time in months, Nancy felt a pure, uncomplicated happiness. The next morning, Mark hung the shadow box on the wall behind his desk. The gold watch gleamed.
Every time I see it, I'll remember doing the right thing matters.
Later that week, Nancy walked into the branch. No longer a client in crisis, just a friend.
I had to see it for myself. The watch on your wall.
It's a reminder, not just for me, but for everyone who walks in.
They sat in comfortable silence, the weight of the past year settling between them.
I trusted the wrong person, but I also trusted the right one.
Nancy rose to leave. Mark walked her to the door, the branch feeling peaceful and warm. Outside, golden hour light bathed the small-town bank. Nancy walked to her car with a gentle smile. Inside, the framed watch remained on the wall, a silent testament to integrity.